I'm Erin Summers here with Squadron head coach TJ St. Are you used to that yet?
Not entirely, because the associate piece was before that, but I'm getting used to it a little bit.
When you were growing up, getting into basketball, was being a head coach one of your goals?
Yeah, it was. I grew up in Indiana, so basketball is kind of like a part of the canvas there, and I'd always wanted to become a successful NBA head coach. Before that, you have to start in the minor leagues, and that's what I'm doing, so trying.
Recently named head coach here for the Squadron. How are you going to put your stamp on this team?
We're going to play fierce. In the G League, there's no guaranteed contracts. When you get called up to the NBA, there's a very thin margin of error, so you have to play fierce. You can't be late to a bus. Everything has to be very precise. So that will be our identity. And so when somebody calls up a player and Coach Green looks down at the end of the bench and has to put him in, he's going to know that that's what they're going to be like.
You mentioned Coach Green. What kind of relationship do you have with the Pelicans head coach?
It's been amazing. I've known him for a year. He took me out to dinner when we went to New Orleans, and we were just talking. He let me come on all the road trips in the preseason, be involved in all the coaching meetings, so I get all the terminology that he uses in New Orleans so we can bring it down to Birmingham and speak the same language.
Is that kind of relationship unique for G League and the NBA team?
Every team does it a little bit different, but full involvement from Coach Green and his staff, and texting me different things, asking me different questions. Yeah, it's pretty unique, I would say, full involvement though.
The support that the Pelicans provide for the G League, it seems really special. Having you guys around, bringing you along to Summer League, and then being here throughout the preseason, how does that benefit not only the coaching staff but the players?
Yeah, you just said it. The biggest part of it is you get from July, August, September, all the way till now, 3 months to develop relationships with the players. A lot of teams don't do that. They bring their team in for maybe a week for camp, and then you start your camp. So we've had 3 months of dinners, texting, working out on the floor, and so we just are able to hit the ground running when we go in about 10 days here.
When it gets to the season, and not a lot of people follow the G League, what does a typical season look like for you?
Yeah, so it starts out the first 16 games we're playing in like a tournament. Top 8 go to Vegas, and the top 8, and you play for $100,000 if you win, single elimination. Then the records reset, 32 games, try to make the playoffs. It's 50 games total, and then it's single elimination until you get to the finals where it's best out of 3. And it ends April 10th-ish, and then we're able to come back with the NBA team for their playoff push.
How do you approach almost that 2 seasons within a season?
Yeah, it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
Basically, you try to incentivize, hey, if we get in the top 8, potentially win the whole thing, that's another $100,000 in your pocket. So that's a pretty easy incentive. And by the time they get to Vegas, a lot of the call-ups are starting to happen. So there's a lot of incentive in that. And then once that's over, it's a reset. So you have a little bit of a new roster, but the playoff push, and there's bonuses with that. But the reason the players are here is they want to play in the NBA, and they have to do everything the right way to try to get there. So the incentive that they're even here is the main focal point.
Sure. Any mentors that you've had along your way throughout the coaching tree in college, NBA basketball?
Yeah, I would say probably one of the coaches I work for at Butler, Brad Stevens. He's now the president of the Celtics. He's somebody I've leaned on throughout the years, and he really mentored me when I was younger. So I owe a lot to him. Even standing here today, I wouldn't be here without him, for sure.
Right. How much are you looking forward to this upcoming season?
Very much. I'm super excited, ready to go. We start in 10 days. Can't wait. We got meetings next week. November 6th, first game, 5 p.m. Be here.
All right. There you have it. Be here. Birmingham Squadron head coach TJ St.